Hello, welcome to our bonus practice today of getting down and up back off the floor. Some of us may take it for granted that we're able to do it so easily, but maybe we've had surgery, injury, something that prohibits us from getting down to the floor, and it could just be over time, it's just fear. So let's practice together, and what I would recommend, watch all the way through. Make sure you feel safe. If you don't feel safe, maybe have a helper or somebody nearby who can help out if you get stuck or to move the chair or the equipment. All right, so I'm going to take my chair. What I might recommend is that you use a chair that's very stable. So either set up the back of the chair against a wall or a piece of furniture so that if you lean into it, it doesn't slide away from you. I have mine on my mat, so I feel pretty safe there. Now, optional blanket. I'm going to take the blanket and open it up just to this middle padding here, and I'm going to put it in front of the chair. And that's just in case when I come down to my knees that I have some padding on my knees. If you're using the chair on the carpet, maybe that's not necessary. So we're starting sitting in our chair. Always, anytime you want to get out of a chair, you should sit a little forward, whether that's coming up to standing or in this creeping down to the floor position. So we'll start in the chair. We're going to take our knees wide, and what you want to consider, if you had knee replacement or knee surgery, which knee is the good knee? That's going to be the knee that steps a little wide and behind the chair or the side of the chair. So if you can see, I'm sitting in the front of the chair, I take my knees wide, and I'm stepping my left foot back. That's the good knee. So if you need to do it on the right side, shift your weight over to the right side of the chair. But remembering, we're watching the whole thing through first, and then you'll try it on your own as you rewatch again. So I'm stepping my feet wide. I'm sitting in the front of my chair. My hands are on my knees and I'm leaning forward. So you gotta have a little bit of hip flexibility. So if your hips are a little stiff, go back to day one video and try that in your bed. Some nice hip openers. Keep working on that. Well, how we do this, we lean forward. And I get forward enough that I can start to bring my hands to the floor. So you practice here, hands back on the knees and come back up. Lean forward, press into the feet, bring your hands to the floor. So you can try that a few times, just getting yourself to feel safe of folding forward to the floor. Now, when I get here, I start to reach my hands a little bit more forward and put some weight into the hands. So I use the weight in my legs, I put some weight into my hands, and you can feel now, I have weight in my hands. Then I can shift the weight into my hands as I bring the good knee down to the floor. And then I bring the other knee down. This right hand is outside my right hip, and I sit down on my right hip. So you can shift to the other side, whichever side you feel more stable. So the good thing to practice maybe both sides. Now, getting back onto the chair. So I'm in this position. I bring my hands to the floor. Push myself back onto hands and knees. I walk myself around. And now I put my elbows and my forearms on the chair seat. I step. Now, so you want to think about which one's the good knee. You want to use that leg to step forward so that the other knee, your good knee, is on the floor. The other one, to get off the weight, steps forward outside the chair seat. Now, I curl my back toes under and I lean into the chair, so most of my weight is on my arms. And I press down into this standing foot so I can come up onto the other foot and step my feet together. Now, to come on up, just take a nice soften the knees and bend to the hips. I'm going to round my spine, let my arms, my head be heavy, and slowly make my way up. Pause there. If you've got a wall or a shelf nearby, you can hold on just in case you got a little lightheaded. Take a couple of breaths before you start to move too quickly. All right. I'm going to demonstrate that again, just maybe a little bit faster. I sit forward in my chair, take the knees wide. I take the foot with the good knee back just a little bit beside the chair. Lean forward. Bring your hands to the floor. I bring them onto my fingertips. Press, lift the hips, bring the good knee down, bring the opposite side down, and sit on that hip. All right, one last time, getting back to the chair. Roll onto your hands and knees. Walk back to the chair. Full forearms and arms on the chair seat. Let the weight of the chest be over. Take the leg with the not so good knee, if that's such a case, out the side of the chair. Press into the chair seat with the arms. Lift the feet, and then you step your feet together and gently roll back up to standing. All right. Make sure you feel safe. Have somebody in the room with you if this is your first time in a while getting down and off the floor. If you have any questions, please put them in the comments. Subscribe, and I'll post another version tomorrow, and I'll see you next time.